let's jump into it, everyone. So I appreciate you all being here. I see a lot of new faces, which is really, really nice every single week. So you probably got a bit of a gist through the ads that you would have clicked through on what we do. But yeah, guys, everything about today is going to be on how to increase sales to your e-commerce store. And if you're looking to build an e-commerce store on Shopify, what are the biggest steps to start tackling to see the most growth? So we'll go to the next slide, Paul, and we'll get into it. We're going to do a quick intro bit, try and get this done in 5 or so minutes, so then we can get to the good stuff. But there are 3 things I'd love for you guys to do quickly. One is just for the next 60 minutes, if you can just put it away, try and remove as many distractions as possible. If you got kids and dogs and all that, we understand we're all family people here, so no problem at all. Just try to make sure you're in a place where you can really pay attention and also engage with us for the next 60 minutes or so. We see a lot of people with webcams, which is awesome. It just means that we can kind of have better feedback when we do give you some one-on-one guidance. So try to have your webcam on if possible. And lastly is, if you've just jumped in recently, we got the chat function at the bottom of Zoom. We will be doing a lot of engagement, and sometimes it's just going to be yes or no questions answered to you or asked to you guys. So we'd love to have more engagement, guys. So make sure we're using that chat function. If that makes sense to you, could you just leave a yes in the chat box for me? And I know that we're all on the same page, and we can kind of jump into this. Just leave a yes. Yep. Steve, awesome. Zoe, perfect. Haley, sorry, I have to multitask. No worries, Haley, we get it. Life happens, so no problem. Karima, yes, perfect. Awesome. One quick thing as well, guys. Chris M, could you please just drop a link to the Shopify Australia group again in the chat for me? So if you're not already in the Shopify Australia group, guys, that's just our free Facebook group where we hang out and we do a lot of things like this and try to give as much value as possible. So go ahead and join that group if you're not already. And if you can, please try to comment #eCom on our live stream. And what we do every week is we just give away some of our courses for free to those who help us by commenting. It just helps to get more this seen by more people in the group. So there's a link there. Go ahead and join it, and we'll let you in now. Linda, if you're watching this, can you just look out for anyone who's trying to join now and let them in for me? So we have a couple goals from today, guys. Number 1 is going to be helping you see how to convert more browsers into buyers. So a lot of you may understand what conversion rate is. Basically, that's the percentage of people who land on your website that actually end up buying. So we're not just trying to get people on the website, we're trying to make sure that they're actually purchasing our products. The higher conversion rate, the better. So we're going to be tackling that, number 1. Second is going to be nailing paid ads. A lot of you probably are either trying ads by yourself already or have engaged an agency, and you might have been a little bit not quite happy with the results that you've gotten. We're going to go through what we do to see over 4x and 5x returns on our ad spends with the brands that we work with, and how you can kind of implement that for yourself as well. And lastly is going to be, we're going to help you develop a pathway to profit. So you'll see us pull up a sheet as we give feedback. It's going to be a 90, 180, 270, 360 day timeline. And what we do is we use this to really nail down big moving pieces in e-commerce businesses, so we can really create that clear pathway to the growth that we want to see, so you don't feel like you're always juggling different plates when you're running your e-commerce business. So those are going to be our goals today, guys. Go ahead, Paul. Yep. And typically, the first question I get from people about this workshop is going to be, you don't want to waste your time. Is this going to work for you? And it's broken down into 3 smaller questions, which is going to be, will it work for my niche? And yes, guys, we work with just about every niche out there, as long as it's not a taboo niche. What we're going to do today is going to be very relevant to your niche. Is it going to work at your size? So we'll tackle a couple of foundational things here. And the same things that we teach to people who are just beginning their e-com business is the same stuff that we help implement for people who are already doing 50 to 100K per month. So it's the same stuff, and it is relevant. It's just applied at different kind of levels. And lastly, is it going to work now? So nothing we teach here is going to be some hot topic from 2017 on how to run Facebook ads for a dropshipping business. It doesn't really work anymore. It's all evergreen stuff that Paul here has been learning and implementing himself for the last 20 plus years. It's all real e-commerce stuff that you need to know. It's going to work 2025, 2024, as it still says there. Not sure why, but it's going to work this year. It's going to work next year. It's going to work continuously because it is evergreen. So let's go to the next. And I want to quickly cover who this workshop is for really clearly. So firstly, you'll see passionate. We want to work with and help business owners who are truly passionate about not just business, but also the products that you are selling and the businesses that you are building in general. We want to help people who genuinely feel good doing what they do, who want to sell products that are good for the world, good for people, good for the environment, and genuinely you wake up every day feeling excited to do what you do. Secondly, is we want to help people who are feeling maybe a bit overwhelmed in this journey. So a lot of people here will be different stages, and you probably have, if you're just diving in, you probably figured out that there are a lot of different moving pieces for running a successful e-commerce business, and it can kind of feel very overwhelming. And what we want to do is to help you guys really overcome the overwhelm by making it very clear and actionable on what next steps to do. And lastly is going to be, well, we're all in business for one reason, and that really is to make money. So we want to make sure that when you are running a business, that the highest paid people isn't just the ATO and your employees and your manufacturers, that you're actually making money along the way. And it's very, very important if you want to run a successful business to make sure that you do that. Go ahead. So I'm going to let Paul jump in quickly. Obviously, I'm speaking for him right now, but a couple of reasons why you should even listen to what we have to say. Paul, feel free to take over from here.
Yeah, cool. So again, guys, thanks for jumping on. So as Chris already alluded to, everything that we teach and we show people how to do, it's stuff that we've done for a very long time. It's stuff that's working right now for, lots and lots of brands. I've been in the ecom space since I was about 17, so a long, long time ago. I'm 44 now. I built Walcom, which was one of the first ecom stores in Australia. Sold that in 2014 to a company called Shopify on the Australian Stock Exchange. They were purchased a couple of years back from a company called Harris Technology. Most people probably know who they are. I now run Insightful. So Insightful is our e-commerce agency where we build about 100 Shopify sites a year, and we run Google ads and meta ads and do all sorts of cool stuff. And I'm the founder and CEO of the eCom Circle that I co-founded with Chris McLean and Chris V, where we coach about 100 or so 6, 7, and 8-figure brands. So been at this for a very long time, worked with pretty much every kind of brand that you can think of, and yeah, it's been a fun ride so far. So again, I've helped people build like really good teams and so forth, or whether that's been using agencies or freelancers or employees. Pretty much sold anything that you can think about, in terms of like what you can sell online. I probably sold it. What's important for me as well is that I teach stuff that, it's stuff that's worked for a very long time. And like I said, it'll continue to work in the future. And I'm really passionate also, this is the important bit. I'm really passionate about helping people that are, building family-founded ecom brands. So whether you're doing it for, husband and wife, or you're doing it for your kids, or you're doing it for your partner, you're a fur baby parent or whatever. I want to make sure that I help people build brands that don't consume their lives, because most people in the e-com space end up working, 60, 70, 80 hours a week, and they're like, I'm still not making any money. I don't see my kids. I don't see my partner, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not sure why I'm doing it. So super important to me as a dad of 2 beautiful boys and an amazing wife that, my own business does this, and everyone that I work with does this as well. So now tonight we're going to be sharing the stuff that, again, it's worked for the last 25 years. It's the stuff that we're using. Might be Chris to update the slide here for 2025. Take note, Chris, but it's the same stuff that's still working now. As you can see here, this is the amazing Chris and Sarah that are amazing friends of ours. If you actually hit up their socials, you'll see some pretty pro videos that were shot last week, where Chris McLean and I actually went down and helped these guys relocate their retail presence. So I first met them in probably would be a good, probably pushing 2 years ago now. So Chris and Sarah, maybe a bit less. Yeah, they came to us now doing about 30K a month. As you can see here, November, December, there's I can't fake this stuff, right? They're doing pretty significant revenue levels now. They've got an amazing team around them. They grew from a beautiful little retail store in Hampton, Victoria, into a much, much, much larger location down in the Quick Collective building down in Moorabbin. So have a look at what the video on their socials, but great couple, amazing business. Here's another amazing couple that we work with, Landon and Narelle. So these guys are actually digital nomads. So this bus here, I know the bus has got a name, I always forget what it is, but basically they just move all around Australia. They live in their bus, they run their ecom brands. I met Landon, he was having a bit of a hard time at the start when he's running his business. You can kind of see the numbers that they're doing now. Build an amazing brand. Landon's actually a fully qualified Sparky, so he's your go-to guy if you ever want to, get out of the suburbs or the city and go live off grid. He's the guy to speak to. then we've got, oh, here we go. So we do obviously have an agenda for tonight's workshop. It's, as you can see, it's right here. So basically what we're looking for, we do this so that we can find our next customer success stories, right? So we're teach and do guys. We teach stuff that is actually working, and we teach stuff that's going to continue to work. Everybody in our team is super passionate about helping people build amazing ecom businesses. And the core team that are on here tonight, we're also, very respectful of everybody's time. So we want to make sure that you get a lot of value out of tonight's call. So hence there's people, if I look at the crowd here, I know that I've seen some faces here 4 or 5 times now. So I assume that's for a good reason. So thanks for those guys that keep coming back. Now, there is one thing at the end of the workshop, obviously we'll have an amazing offer for you. So I do ask you permission that at the end of the workshop, once I've kind of, gone around the room and helped everyone out, I've got an offer. I'll share it in the chat. So if you can give us a yes, if that's okay, if you do that before I proceed, that would be amazing. So all good. Now, quickly, this is also good. I'd love to get a bit of an indication about where everybody kind of is at the moment. So I know some of you have got multiple stores. Feel free to merge them all together if you like. But if you're in a startup phase and you're under 10K a month, throw the startup in the comments. If you're in the setup phase or in 10 to 25K, chuck it in, grow up, again, scale up. If there happens to be anyone in there doing $1 million a month or whatever, like feel free to just put a unicorn in there or something. So that we know you're here. Now, another killer success story that we're super proud of. As you can see, I refer to all these people as really lovely people because they also become friends with us over time. But these guys, amazing couple, killer business. When they started, they were doing tiny levels, sales levels. The problem that these guys have now is they make an amazing sauce and they literally can't make enough sauce. They've got so many orders. So they've been hard at work for a little while trying to find a much bigger premises to increase their capacity and so forth. But great couple, Regan and Dan. Be sure to head over to their website, Boutique Sources, and sort yourself out with some good sources. Now, this is Will. Another guy, he joined, and I think within like the first 30 days or something, he's seen like 1,800% growth. He's a bit of a man of mystery. I like to remind him that he doesn't like to show his face much, but he's a super nice guy. He's built a great business. So that's Will.
And in Melbourne this week. Gonna meet him in person this week. Take his helmet off.
Yeah, take his helmet off. Of all the weeks, I'm halfway through buying a house, selling a house, and he wants to catch up this week. And I'm like, probably now's not the week, mate. Maybe. So, but if you go, Chris, take a photo. We need to see what he looks like.
Okay.
There you go. Cool. So this mysterious triangle here. So this thing's called the More Orders model, and I'll go into it in a second about what it is. Quick question. There's a few of you that have seen this before. Put your hand up or give us a nod if you have seen it before. I know you have, Ivan. I assume Chris and Chris have probably 400 times by now. Kareem seen it. All right, cool. We'll get into it. Now, the 3 main parts that you need to fix in an ecom business that literally every e-commerce business has problems in this thing, right? Now, first part, you need to build a store that actually converts. So many people launch an ecom brand or pay an agency or so-and-so from Fiverr to build them an ecom site. And for whatever reason, it doesn't convert as good as it can. Why this is such a big issue is because as you grow your brand and you start spending a lot of money and you're spending all your money and giving it to Mr. Zuckerberg from Facebook and Mr. Google, wherever Mr. Google is these days, and you start sending all the traffic to the website and it converts to 2%, you're just pouring money down the drain, right? So what you do want to be actually happening is you go, our conversion rate is 4%, 5%, 6%. So you spend the same amount of money on all those, people, and you double or triple or 4x your conversion rate, right? So you're spending the same amount of money, but you're making way more. Now, the next part of this of what is important here, the last thing you want to do is send tons and tons of traffic to a website that doesn't have a really, really good, strong brand story, right? So what I mean by that is when people come to your website, and let's assume, we spoke about like Dan and Regan, for example, right? There's no shortage of sources that you can buy at the supermarket or at online. But when you go to their website and you start reading the brand messaging that we've worked with them to create on their website, you're like, hey, these guys are kind of in their own lane. They do their own thing. It's very special. It's very unique. And the story that I'm reading on the website connects with me. So I don't go and price shop. I don't go and try and find a competitor. I'm like, this is great. You know, I'm on the website. It's a beautiful website. It's built to convert. It's saying the right thing. I'm gonna make an order. Right. So many people get this wrong, and so many people hide their brand messaging story, like in their about us page or in their footer or blah blah blah. Like I reckon myself and Chris have sales calls, that many sales calls, and I go, tell me what you do, and they'll be like, I sell to this person, and this is what I'm passionate about. And I'm like, why doesn't it say on your website? And they go, oh, I didn't think it was important. I was like, okay. So the example, and this example either goes well or terribly, but I'll do it anyway. I know Chris looks forward to it every week. But for those of you that are at one point, you're out there and you're dating and you're trying to find a partner, right? I would assume most people dress nice and most people spoke good when they went out, right? So now, if you think about dressing nice, that's how you're converting. And if you thinking about speaking nice, that's the story, right? So, you know, you go out on your date and you're not wearing Crocs and tracksuit pants and blah, blah, blah. And you're not, you know, and you're like, oh, I don't really know what I want to do with the rest of my life. You know, when you're meeting this amazing person, and then what's going to happen when you do that? You know, you go, well, I didn't convert, so I got to go on another date, right? So building an ecom brand is much the same. You want to go out, you want to speak good and look good, and then obviously you're going to end up with a much better partner. So unfortunately, like I said, most ecom brands are kind of running around on the internet wearing Crocs and trackies and looking pretty ordinary. So that's what we're going to help you solve on this thing tonight. Now, what we will do, we might actually, I'll stop sharing the screen for a second. I will come back to this, and I'm going to show you guys how to fix all of this stuff. And we'll actually pick a few brands, but I will pause for a second, and Chris can give me the first volunteer slash victim.
I guess we'll get Steve up, and Steve, you just let us know which website you want us to tackle. Quick thing though, guys, Paul, can you go back to that slide? I just want to, maybe everyone can take a photo or something, just so everyone watching can try and do this along for their own brands as we do it. Just maybe helps you guys to go along as we go.
Share screen. You know what, actually, take a screen, take a photo and share this on your Insta and share this on your somewhere. And I'll pick someone at the end of this and I'll give away like $1,000 prize or something if you guys like. So make sure you tag us, you know, so Chris and Chris will help you guys tag it, but take a photo of this and like, hey, I'm at the eCommerce Circle workshop, and then I'll make sure that you get a cracker prize. That's if you guys like week. If you guys like winning stuff. if you don't do it. All good. So
he doesn't like winning stuff.
There you go. All right. All good. I'll turn it off, Chris.
Yeah, that's perfect. Good to go. All right, Steve, if you're happy to go ahead, maybe introduce yourself quickly and maybe a bit about the businesses and the one that you want us to have a look at first, and we'll just jump into a bit of direct feedback.
Yeah. I don't know if I could. I'm probably a serial entrepreneur, but I make a lot of mistakes, and yeah, but I've got 4 kind of key businesses now, and I know there's at least 2 of them have to be pretty winners or something. But yeah, my wife's business is a skincare, simcoskincare.com.au.
Yep.
Yeah.
She makes her own soap, like handmade soap and candles and skincare.
We won't do that one. I'm not really a massive fan of people selling candles, but that's okay. We'll look at the other ones. You've got Elite GPS.
It's mainly skincare than candles, that one, really.
Okay. And then you got ravencovers.com. Is that right?
Yep.
All right. Let me have a peek and see which one I think is the biggest
GPS
option.
one is like is probably got some good potential to go pretty big, I reckon.
Right. So of all 4 of these brands, and I'll share again now. So this is your wife's business. She actually has the best website of all of them. So maybe we will have a look at that. So here's one. What does this one do? Holcom Auto Parts. It's like auto parts for Holdens, I would assume.
Yep. That's
pretty straight to the
one.
Yeah. What sort of revenue is this doing at the moment?
It's about 50K a week turnover, roughly.
50. Yeah. Okay. All right. This is a good one then, right? So brand messaging. I mean, obviously you sell parts for people who have older Holdens, like, you know, these kind of things, right? VHs and so forth. So it's very clear what you do. What are you actually doing from a marketing perspective? You going to Google or SEO, or is it organic, or what's going on?
I've got SEO, Google, Facebook. I don't really do TikTok. I just do like free TikTok sort of posting and Instagram, but actually, yeah, paid advertise on Google and Facebook.
Okay. So let's look at a couple of things. So traffic is growing. Awesome. That's good. Good authority score, lots of backlinks. All right. Now, if you land on the homepage, based in Perth, Western Australia, you've been doing it since 2012, blah, 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 blah. I mean, your buyers aren't looking for super fancy, beautiful website, right? They're like, show me the part and make it easy for me to find. Now, from a conversion perspective, this whole what's new is fine. What's hot is fine. What's coming is also fine. You can order the products from here. Just having a look around as we go through things. I mean, the site is okay, right? It's very masculine, obviously, as you'd expect, and it's very monstrous fonts because all the dudes who buy from you are probably like my age, and maybe their eyesight is on the way out. Hence, you've got like these big fonts and so forth. So, but let's have a look at like a product page because you're going to give a lot of people come in there. So, what's your most popular product? Like first thing from a conversion perspective, you don't have like a bestseller section in the navigation, so I can't find what I should be buying.
The OBD blocker is probably the best product I've got at the moment. It's this down a little bit if you scroll down.
Down here?
Yeah.
Keep going.
I think it's there.
What is it?
Just keep going. I think it was there. Maybe I'm wrong. No, I don't think it is. It's called an OBD blocker.
OBD. All right. What does it do?
You put it on, it's like an OBD port in your car that mechanics use it to use their scan tool and stuff. People could use it to program keys and pinch your car.
Oh, all right. That's why people buy them. Well, the people in my area probably got one. Every second house got one. Righto. All right. Product name. So things that are missing on here, right? You don't have short description. You don't have information about shipping that is not easy to see. So the things that people are.
That one I hit it because it's a pre-order.
Yeah. Okay. You want to have that though. You want to be able to say like, how when's it shipping
in the description there.
Yeah. Okay.
There, but yeah.
Look, honestly, you're doing a lot right. It's just you're not using the real estate that you could be using properly. Like everything is monstrous, right? There's so much more that we could be including on this page, such as, hey, 3 people purchased the product in the last 24 hours. Or, we've got more reviews. Like you're using, what is this, Judge Me or something? It's kind of been set up in the wrong location. What else do we want to do here? Breadcrumbs is kind of working okay. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on. I'm just like, you have to scroll a lot to see everything. That's my first thing.
Shipping is a bad example being a pre-order product. Maybe look at a different one.
Yeah, what's another one?
Go like radio for VN.
Radio for VN. One of these ones?
Yeah, that's the second one. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, so you've got 2 almost gone. That's good. You've got add-ins. Fine, wish list, add to cart button.
That one's got the delivery estimate there.
Yeah. Look, man, honestly, like it's not bad. It's just, it's more so from a design perspective. I will just make it prettier. You can make it look nicer. Everything is pretty massive and so forth. But you've got, for other people who haven't been to one of these calls before, like the price products on sale, shipping is, maybe you've watched a recording because you're doing a lot of the stuff that I've mentioned before. You've got metafield benefits.
I've done a lot of work on this site. Yeah, more.
Yeah, you are missing short description. So again, you may not need it. People go, it's a radio for a VN and it says what it is, right? So trying to think what else I would probably add to this page. You got all the shipping information. You've got all that in there. You've got customer reviews. We don't have any for this one. If we add it to our cart, what happens there? So adds to the cart, you're using Upcart as a recommendation. So it's probably not bad, man, honestly. Like, short of like,
I've done a lot of work on it over the years, especially since I've changed to Shopify anyway.
What theme are you using?
I
can tell. Oh, look, hang on. Enterprise theme. Yeah, cool. Okay. I mean, it loads fast as well. I'm kind of haphazard about recommending you to do something different because you're in a very rare industry. Blokes who buy from you are very uncomplicated. They don't need a really, really complicated brand messaging story, much like you know, maybe someone who buys this product does. You're like, hey, if you're a 35 to a 45-year-old woman and your skin is starting to get dry because you're spend too much time in the corporate environment, blah, 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 blah. And the lady goes, yeah, that's really talking to me. That's why I need this kind of skincare. But blokes go, you know, I've got a VH or a VS and I need a new mirror. Like, just show me the mirror and show me how. And then they're just going to go, give it to me cheaper, show me reviews, show me delivery information. Having photos of it on the vehicle, which you're probably doing anyway. I would imagine you go, hey, he's a VH with like, you know, 5 blokes have uploaded photos of their mirrors on their car. There's not heaps more that you probably even have to actually do. Even this is pretty good. You can search by model. I would move that though. There's better ways of doing that where you can actually sort by, you can do it up the top of the page because some people might get lost. A lot of guys will come
in the menu there as well.
Yeah, okay.
You got to click on it to work, I guess.
This one, yeah. Again, it's not terrible. You know, it works fine. You want to add anything, Chris or Chris for this one?
What I would say, like, you're pretty right about like the brand messaging here. It doesn't really need to be too much because we're very clear immediately what we do, and people are coming to us. We have the authority because of they're coming in knowing that that's what we do, and it's just it says it there. So I'd probably just flip it around for Steve and just say like, what is the conversion rate at the moment? What are we doing from the ads perspective? Like, what is there anything particular that you feel like is stopping you from growing that brand anymore at the moment? And maybe you can tackle that.
I've just started using these new guys doing Facebook ads, and they're really helping my sales a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, awesome. All right.
So
we might just look at the other website then, Paul.
Oh, well, no, we'll stay here for like a second. I mean, you know, like other basic things, you know, you've got your H1 set up, you know, you should have much more text in here from a H2 perspective. So that's super easy. You can optimize all that with like buddy ChatGPT. It's just not enough text. But in saying that, like you rank well anyway, right? You've got all this traffic coming through. And if I do a search here where I just do this and I do advanced filter. So anyone that doesn't know what this tool is called SEMrush. Basically what it is, it's going to show me everything that Steve ranks for. So I'm just going to actually look at the URLs that anything that is a collection. So I want to see how his collections actually rank, because this would be a massive room for improvement here. So let's go here. Yeah, so there you go. So VL interior, VL Commodore parts, blah, blah. So just quickly, this is the keyword that he ranks for. This is the position that he ranks for, right? And this is how many people a month search for this particular phrase in Google. And that's the page. So if I was to come along and I'm like, okay, how do I get Steve to, you know, 100 grand a week? I come through here and I start going, show me everything that is like position 4 to position 15 or something like that, right? Because no one's going to scroll to position 4. Hang on, why didn't that work? Changes. Just do this. Let's just do from 11. So it's not working for some reason. Anyway, I'll just do it the old way. So all of these keywords. So, you know, we've got early Holden parts and blah, 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 blah. Steve could be having all these people come to his website, right? But they're probably not at the moment because he's in position 4 or he's position 5 or he's position 6. So if we look at like, you know, this one, position 6, and there's 70 people a month, and we go to the Skyline, the biggest thing that he's doing wrong here is people are searching for Skyline parts. There is no mention of the word. Just let me check. Part is mentioned there, but this should say Skyline parts, and there should be a description that talks about Skyline parts, right? So super simple thing. If he went through and fixed that, he would be picking up all this extra traffic. So from a conversion perspective, lots of people are searching for something that he nearly ranks for. We've just got to get people to the website using some super, super basic stuff, and he's going to get all these extra people. And if his conversion rate, let's assume his conversion rate was 10%, you know, and there's 50 people. So you go, cool, that's another five conversions every month just for optimizing all these things. So most e-com brands get this wrong and they don't do this bit. And it's usually like if we do it again, you know, rubber window sills, you know, so let's actually find one that's, well, that's fine. So we go in here, you know, window sill, window rubbers, molds, blah, blah. He could probably literally get this page ranking just by making this text 4 times as long and putting keywords that people are searching for in there. So again, this is not typically Crow stuff, but it will make a big difference for Steve if he did this properly. That and also, like, did you say you're doing SEO at the moment, Steve?
Yep.
How long have you been doing it for?
It must be just over a year because my contract's like they locked me into 12 months and now it's like months per month with them.
Right. Okay. So, do you get a report on backlinks?
Oh, their backlinks are fake. I had someone else
Yes.
look at it, and that's why I'm going to be kicking them.
Yes. Yeah. So this is like crap. 17 after a year should be like 24, 25. So
the backlinks are fake. They made a fake website that looks like just Commodores, but it's not. It's not even real.
Really?
It's probably what's called a private blog network site. So private blog network sites is what crappy SEO agencies use. This has got nothing to do with brand strategy or Crow, by the way, but you guys should all know this. So what happens is people will go and buy crap sites, like Steve said, and they'll spin up what's called a PBN. And then they'll go, hey, we're going to put a link from that PBN to your website. And what should happen, it should make your site rank higher. But Google's not stupid. Google knows that 90% of these websites are rubbish, so nothing happens. So what you should be doing is engaging a good SEO agency like us and you have to actually buy expensive links. Like a good quality link can cost you anywhere from like $200 to $2,000. However, in saying that, you could come along and go, you know, monthly, I buy 6 good quality backlinks instead of 100 shit ones, excuse the French, point them at my website, and over the next 6 months, we get this score from 17 to 25. And then what that means is that number there that you're sitting at, you know, maybe you get about 8,000 visitors a month to your website or more or less or whatever. If you fix that, that will double. So this is definitely a conversion rate thing, right? Because simply by doing that, right, and you don't need to do nothing. Like you just go, hey, work with someone who knows what they're doing, drop by those links for the next 6 to 12 months and continue to do it, honestly, because you know, you can imagine if you got that to 36,000 instead of 3,600, you'd have $1 million a month business, because there's no shortage of people searching for what you sell, you know, like VUI Commodore alone, like, so, and these numbers here that I'm showing you, you should actually double or triple them. So in terms of, like, some people often go, how do I grow my eCom brand? I go, well, first thing you'd want to do is go here and go to position 3, right? So say we start there, and you go, all right, all these people can't find me, and there's 20 pages of people, 20 pages, and average them out. Are there any math wizards on this call? So 20 pages by, I don't know, 30 keywords times 50 for each average keyword, and you go, well, okay, that's probably another 70,000 people a month or 100,000 people a month who could be buying from you, but they can't find you in Google.
Yeah.
Get it? Right. So important you fix that. And the shortcuts, like, I'll do this, I'll draw it for you in a second, but I'll be like, okay, we fix that thing. And we do on-page optimization properly. Like, you do have a lot of collections, but they can be done better. And then you fix that, and then you pour bloody Google ads on, you know, I assume you're doing Google ads as well, but you know, you're already running traffic. Make sure that traffic comes to the website, converts better, mate. Like, I can see no reason you can't have a $500,000 a month business in a year or two with fixing these things. I'll load up this now. Is this helpful for everybody? I know this always happens. We go off track and I share you some other.
This one's interesting because, like, Steve's come in, and this business in particular has already got like a pretty good converting website. It's the brand messaging is already clear, and he already had like a digital strategy that's working for him, which is why he's already at where he's at. And now it's just about, like, what are the small tweaks that can be made that's going to make that big difference. Whereas other people here might, you know.
Look, they can be big tweaks, like, you know.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Definitely big things that you can do. I'll put my hand up and I could say I could still maintain a very masculine website that looks good, but I could make a website that looks 100 times better than this one. And I would say we should absolutely do that. You've done so much hard work, but us just make it look brilliant. So that's important because, you know, like this website, what does it convert at the moment? What's your conversion rate? Even
Well,
roughly.
for today, it's like 1 point. Oh, that's you do it monthly normally, but
Yeah.
what I got told. But yeah, today's is like 1.6.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, so as much as it's the website serves its purpose, that is a terrible conversion rate, you know. And certainly no disrespect to you. You've had a good crack and you've put a lot of things in the right places. We just need to make it better, you know, like simply by going, let's just double your conversion rate. And you've already got all the traffic that I showed coming to the website. That alone will get you to like 75 grand weeks. So that's the first thing. So we'll do that here. And I know some blokes like, oh, I want to make my own website, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's fine. We can still do that. We make it better and then go, here's the keys. You continue to change it and make it better and do whatever you want, right? So we'll have a chat about how we can help you. But fix the website, number one. That's here. That's easy. It takes like 8 weeks to fix a website. I think your brand messaging is pretty on point, unless you want to add anything, Chris. I mean, it's pretty like,
You're
know,
targeting people that know what an HV Commodore is and they want the part and they're going to know exactly what you don't need to wow them with marketing. I mean, the only brand part you'd put in might be around keyword targeting in the H1 potentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty, it's kind of not that type kind of website, not that kind of audience.
Is it Chris,
Yeah.
because like how niche it already is? They're like the product
Yeah.
speaks for itself almost.
Yeah.
Even as I scroll up and down a bit, like you've kind of got things in the very bottom of the website, right? Like I missed these before, but trust signals. So you've got Australian owned and operated. We are early Commodore enthusiasts, just like you know, but you've hidden it all the way down the bottom. So when I talk about, hey, let us build your website, we build it in such a way that it's my high converting framework. So some things need to be at the top, some things need to be down the bottom. Certain things just need to be in different locations, and that makes a big difference. So for a brand like yours, it's literally a case of let's move the stuff around a bit, you know, and go, away we go. So that's the first thing. Is it only Commodore that you do? Did you do any other? And I think Chris said, what do you say, Chris? Like a H something or other? I don't think that model exists, but that's all right.
Oh, mainly Commodore parts, yeah.
Yeah, okay, right. So I do think from a brand messaging strategy, like it'd be even from a usability, would be cool if you could actually click the car. So you go through, you click a VH, which maybe you can't, you've got search by vehicle, but we made it more visual. You land in the VH section and then you start filtering properly. Like that'd be a really cool browsing experience as opposed to how it kind of works at the moment. So there's a bit of work around that. I think though your number one thing is obviously got to fixate your SEO properly. And that's just a proper backlink strategy. And that's a proper on-page strategy. So on-page means everybody obviously has collections. You know, some people have a few, some people have hundreds, but properly optimizing them all and then also properly setting up your nav menu correctly so that it makes it easy for people to use, right? So for example, I've got a client in Western Australia and all we did for him was build him a website and completely remapped his collection structure. I don't think he's ever done any SEO, and his traffic is like blasting past yours, right? Because he has collections done properly and it's super easy to do this stuff. So that would be important. So website, what are you doing from a Google Ads point of view? Is that new? Did you say you just started or something?
The guys that do my SEO do my Google ads, so
What would we do this then? We just like get rid of them potentially. Do you know what kind of ROAS you're getting on that at the moment? So ROAS is the return on ad spend.
I don't really. Yeah.
Do they communicate this to you?
They probably try to. I just take on a lot of stuff and
okay,
probably don't do things properly. So that's why
all right.
Get fast sometimes.
Well, you're busy building a business, so they should be go, hey, Steve, we got a 9x ROAS last month, and we got that without using your branded search terms, and we did that with these 8 campaign types. You know, so we spent $2,000 promoting the VC products and another $2,000 on the VH and another $2,000 on the VK. And our recommendation is next month we double the spend. Because if we can scale a 9, 10 or whatever ROAS, you go, happy days, mate. I'll give you all my money. You know, every time I give you $1,000, you give me $10,000 back. Thanks very much. So I would probably say that we'll have a look at, this is meant to say, hang on, type that out. Good. That should be a G, Google Ads. Just audit it, right? We need to audit it and go, what's going on? Because it's probably not good. Same with, you've just started with meta ads. Do you know the data around that? What your return on spend is?
I've done Facebook ads before and wasted a lot of money and got some help from some guru, and then I got somewhere, but now these new guys have got me to about 6 ROAS or so.
Okay, all right, maybe see that out then. I'm sure there's a space for this. My dad's always on bloody Facebook. He's got a Pontiac and a HQ and a whatever else he's got, Cadillac, and he's always, hey, Paul, I bought something else on Facebook. So clearly there's a lot of dudes on there buying car parts. I think meta ads will work for you. It's just a matter of going.
Oh, they're killing it. I'm
You happy with them? Yeah.
Screwed if I didn't find them where we are. Right?
Yeah. So how you make their job better though is this is missing, right? So you want to make sure that so I'll put this here, brand message. So we did speak about your brand message. You want to make sure that your brand message that is on your website and is as good as it can be is also going out into all of those ads. Like a lot of meta ads agencies would be out there just going, hey, come and buy a turbo for your VK because it's full of sick or whatever, right? You know, however, like there's much better messaging that they could be saying to those people that when they see your ad, they're more likely to click it. And then when they go to your website and they see a consistent brand message on your website, they're more likely to buy from you and they're more likely to spend a lot of money. So as much as I said, you know, you don't need a full complicated brand messaging thing. It's certainly worthwhile doing because you as the business owner want to be able to go, hey, Google ads people and meta ads people. And when you onboard an email marketing person, you want to go, say these things about my brand, use this type of creative, make this kind of video, send them to this page because we know that's going to convert better. Right? Makes sense?
Well,
so
this month with the Facebook ads, I've got 5.05 return on ad spend so far this month.
What's your margin on your products?
It's not the same on all of them. Some of it's like 50%, some higher.
Okay, so that ROAS is going to be, if you don't fix that, it's going to bleed your profitability real fast based on those margins. So again, why it's, you know, because it's nice people go, yeah, we get 5x. I spent $5,000 and I get 25 back and my margins are 40% or 30% or something. You go, you know, who's making the money at the end of the month is your supplier. The ATO takes your 20% and 10%, whatever, and you've got to pay an IAS bill. That's why important. You got to fix this, right?
Advertisers are the ones that make the money.
Yeah, Mr. Zuckerberg. So if I was you, first things would be absolutely critical. Fix the website, now the brand message, 100% look at this SEO stuff. Give these guys some grace and see how they go. We can have a look at your Google ads and see what's going on there. But for the next, little bit, 8 weeks, fix these things. Then you've got a whole bunch of other things you can look at. What's going on with your email? What's going on with the socials? Blah, blah. Are you using influencers? Blah, blah, blah. Has that been helpful?
Yep.
So good news is you're doing tons right. Like most people on this call would go, shit, I wish I was on 50K a week, with a super simple product. We've probably got great customers as well that are not very complicated, So yeah, all good. All right, stay on to the rest of the call and I'll get Chris to organize a chat with you and we'll show you how to fix these things if you like.
Yep, sounds good. Thank you.
Good.
Awesome.
There you go. All right,
Thanks,
who's
mate.
up next?
Marcus was nice enough. If Marcus is still around, he dropped his website. You still around, Marcus?
Yeah, I can see him.
We had the mute issue before. How are we going with that? The microphone?
Just trying to find the link to Marcus.
No, good. What you should try, mate, just quickly leave the call and jump back in. Sometimes that just fixes it.
Oh yeah, try that.
It just randomly fixes things. The old on.
Turn it off and on again.
Yeah.
Is it the
GeoWolf
golf?
Golf? Yes, GeoWolf Golf.
What does he do?
It's about the golf cart. And guys, if you haven't already and you want us to have a look at your website, make sure to leave a link below. If you like what we've done so far with Steve, we'll try to get to as many people as we can. We've got probably another 30 minutes or so left to go. But also, if you have any questions at all, if anything's not quite making sense, leave the question below and we'll make sure to get to you as well.
Let him back in, Chris.
Yeah, let's see how he goes.
He's come back in.
Where's Lockie when we need him? He would be all over this. He got his new
Marcus,
golf.
Nah, nothing. Still no audio from Marcus.
All right,
Okay.
I'll do the talking. You just do the nodding. So
we get typing as well.
yeah, you can do the typing. So you can translate, Chris. Let's just check a few things. So
no worries, I'll speak for Marcus. He just messaged me and I'll speak for
Where's
you.
your lip reading?
I can lip read because I'm super deaf in my right ear, so I try to lip read. So let's go. We actually have a client in the inner circle, and I won't say who it is, but he had like a $250,000 day yesterday in selling golf products in a day. Was it or was it the last 2 days, Chris?
Yeah, yesterday I think.
Yeah, cracker.
One day, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's good. Good job, mate. You take the rest of the year off. Why is this brand new, Marcus? I can't find it in a sentence. So
yeah,
that's
he's
a
saying
yes.
it's new. Yep.
Yeah, right. Okay. So what do we do? It's a let's grab more golf. Design by Aussie golfers. It's clean. All right. What does it do? Maintain perfect golf grooves, club grooves. Chris, over to you.
I'm terrible at golf, so any of these benefits go over my head. Marcus, maybe just in the chat, let us know briefly like what we're trying to communicate here.
It's an attachment for golf buggy, is that?
So heaven forbid I smack.
Buggy?
So if I smack a ball and it gets covered in mud, and I'm like, shit, I need to clean the club. I use this thing. Is that what it is?
As it rolls, maybe.
Clean the club face. Okay.
Clean the
Cool.
club face. Yeah. Okay. Hang on. Let's watch the video. So that guy's, he's walking. He's walking.
Oh, he
So
cut it off
as you walk.
Yeah. Okay. This is cool.
I haven't seen that before.
Is it just me, Chris McLean, or is Sam and even Marcus, or I could be brothers? Our guy inside the inner circle. They look similar. So it must be a golf thing.
You're just saying you got the same haircut, Marcus.
Is that what it is? All right. This is a cool idea. It is hard that we can't talk. I mean, from it, it's pretty clear what it does. Is there any like talking? Can I watch someone talk about the product? Like I would have front and center here. Hey, it's Marcus here. I'm a pro amateur golfer, whatever you are, I invented this problem because it's a big problem. Like, this is why I did it. You absolutely need a brand messaging piece that is in video form, like as soon as you land on there. Because it took me, I do have golf clubs, but I'm terrible. But I had to scroll a bit to go, what is it? How does it work?
It doesn't say it cleans your golf. It needs to say it cleans your golf clubs as you roll your cart. Like basic normal human language.
Yeah.
Rather than maintains club grooves for better control. That's very technical. But for someone that maybe isn't that technical, like when you watch the video, it's like, oh, it cleans the club head while it walks, while I walk, whatever. So describe it in a really simple way.
Yeah. So there's a thing called a H1 tag on a homepage, and I'm going to assume that this is your H1. No, it's a H2. Yeah. Probably. Example. So we spoke about Chris and Sarah before. So, you go to their website and this is their H1 tag. So they've got a really beautiful brand messaging H1, unleash your child's imagination at the toy store, right? Where every toy tells a tale. So that's important. So for A, so when you read it, you go, I'm in the right spot. And B, so Google finds you. So yours needs to be something along the lines of, hey, like this is not the right one, but the ultimate golf club cleaner, clean while you walk, blah 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 blah. It needs to have a keyword that people are actively searching for, and it needs to be in your H1, but it needs to sound good, right? So again, like as a parent, you come here, and parents could go shop anywhere, but you go, I want to shop where every toy tells a tale. It sounds better than welcome to Kmart, right? Or welcome to Big W. So, Chris, you can probably give a suggestion here about how we can make it better. Like, I would remove it from here. This stuff here should be on the image. So you shouldn't have to scroll to see that stuff as well.
I think visually from that, like that video takes 3 minutes to show you actually using the product. I'd have this shot. I'd have multiple close-up shots of the product scrubbing a golf club. Because visually I get that it's golf, but okay, there's a golf course. There's guys playing golf. He's in the bunker. These guys are walking. That guy's hitting a shot. He's walking. And now the guy's using the product, right? So if I've scrolled away by that time, I missed the whole product being used, which is part of the problem why we couldn't figure out what it did, because you don't see that until a couple, 20 seconds into the video. So it would show the context is good. I get that it's golf, but I'd like to see visually more of that type of shot, because then it's really clear what the product does. Even these shots, when you go, yeah, more like this, right? Scroll up, Paul. Scroll up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that video. So like close there, this kind of stuff, right? Where I actually see the product and the guy putting the club on there, and then language-wise, there's we sort of say this every week, right? There can be a tendency where it's kind of a technical thing, and you're a technical person that is an expert in the field, to kind of over sophisticate the language and make it sound kind of cool and too technical, where like you say, less scrub, more golf. Does that mean the ball goes like am I hitting the ball into the scrub less, or am I cleaning the club head less? Right. It's kind of, I've got to kind of decide what that means. But if you say cleans your golf heads, cleans the golf club as the cart rolls, I kind of get what it's less sexy, but it describes what it does.
So as a terrible example, and I'm doing this for free for you now, but if we're going to do it properly, it'd be way better than this. But you're on there and you're like, oh, if it was golf cleaning, right on your cart. And every golfer goes, oh, that's what I want. You know what I mean? And it's got golf club cleaning. And there is probably how many people search for it. So I'll show you what I'm going to do now. Only 50 people a month search for golf club cleaning. So that's probably not the right keyword.
About cleaner, golf club cleaner.
But what we would do anyway, right? So so maybe it's that. So there's 700 people a month who search for that. So that's why that needs to be in your H1. And then for this section, designed by Aussie golfers for Aussie golfers, the J.O. Wolf, blah, 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 blah. What I would be including would be, and this is from a brand messaging point of view, we would pick keywords in here that have a lot of search volume, and we'd pick maybe 2 or 3, and we'd include them in that section. So much like we've done here, we've got from educational games, play sets, blah, 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 that's in there, right? So really, really important that we do that. I think that's already better if it was golf cleaning, right on your cart. He's right. That's what it is, right? And then I think again, like you've done a lot right so far. You're probably in the same kind of space, like build your website in our high converting framework, and it would crush way better. Like you're using the wrong add the cart buttons. If we go to the product page, let's have a look what's going on there. So how many products do you have? Like I can't click that, can I? Can't actually add that to the cart. No, okay.
Looks like it is the product page.
Yeah. How do I get to the products then?
I think it's just the one
option?
product, I imagine.
It's only one product with 4 variants.
I don't know that I would do that. I would have, you need a collection page that says something like, golf club cleaner or clear, whatever it is, so that you rank for that and your homepage ranks for something different. If we avoid that though, have you got any mates using it at the moment? Yeah. So absolutely you want to get social proof on here. So, like send out an email to all of them, install Judge Me or something like that, which is a free app, and go, boys, I need 60 reviews, social proof. And then you want to be using things like what Steve did, if he's still here. He's using things that are called meta field benefits. So it's like, a little bit of text, a little bit more, such as, easy to install, improves your game by whatever, 4 or 5 other things that blokes and ladies are going to want to read and go, yes. They're good things that I would be thinking about when I'm going to buy the product, even if if we go back up to the top a bit, free shipping on yeah, it's not terrible. I just think you're probably in the same situation as Steve. Stuff's kind of just in the wrong spot. So, and given that you're effectively a one product business, you want to make sure people go through a journey properly. So, they see a video, they see the H1, they see the H2, they see the social proof, they see the trust icons, they see everything else they need to see. By the time they get to the bottom of the page, they've gone, yes, 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 add the cart, and then you go through add the cart, and then your cart, like, well, that didn't work properly. It should have opened the cart and taken me to the cart. And now that I'm in the cart, it should say, hey, do you want to buy another one for a mate for like 20% off? And there should be an option in here. You just go add, right? So lots of stuff that you can do here to improve things. But you're off to a good start. I'll do this for you. We'll do a plan for you too. A lot of people's plans end up being similar on these calls. Continue existing whiteboard. So share screen. Feel free to talk, Chris and Chris, as I do this.
Just watching you do your thing, man.
Gonna have a sleep after this. All right. So cool thing is, great, you've nailed product, like massive tick. It's always nice to see people who come on these things and they've actually got a good product. They're not trying to sell rubbish. So monster industry that you'd be crushing this. I do think your website in the current state is going to weigh you down always. Because this is the kind of product that will probably crush on Amazon and so forth as well, right? And what's going to happen is people go to those websites, they see it, they come to your website, and because you don't take them through a conversion rate journey properly on your website, you lose all those sales and you lose all the sales here. So when you're ready, number one thing is just build a website that converts better. You absolutely need a better brand messaging strategy. And I kind of gave you a free kick with, effortless golf cleaning. So it's an okay starting point, but it can be done like a lot better. That would be important. And then I think, honestly, dude, like meta ads would be the go for you. Like, how much is the product? It's
$40.
$39. Yeah, okay, righto. I would highly encourage that you offer bundles, right? You want guys ordering two. The reason you want that happening is because you want your average order value to be about $70, because I imagine this is not crazy expensive to make. But if you can acquire customers and sell $79 instead of $39, you can be way more aggressive on ads. And this is the perfect kind of product that guys and girls on Meta will just go, yeah, I didn't need that, but I'll buy it because it looks cool, whatever. Right.
Golfers spend tons of money on stuff, like a bag of balls is what?
Yeah.
40, 50, $60. So
yeah.
Like
so
$40 for a thing that's very, very useful is nothing. You'd buy all four and share them with your mates.
Probably also like complementary products. Anything like maybe even like a golf club cleaner or something like that. All these little things to just increase your average order value. But I'm sure there's plenty of complementary things you could sell alongside with it.
Yeah, you could just like white label like stuff that's branded, like Geo Wolf Golf that's sprayed on your club or do whatever. As you go through the checkout, like tons of other things you could buy, you could get in there. Yeah. But I think meta ads would crush it for you. And then once you've got that, so fix this. And then I would just get this into the hands of like all the golf influencers in the space. You go, hey, so we've got a client. Some of the ladies on the call may know the brand Nala. So Nala now do millions of dollars a month, right? Big part of their strategy. They sell ladies underwear and stuff. So they go, hey, they'll message influencers, hey, babe, we'd like to send you some, this is what they say. Hey, babe, we'd like to send you some samples. Let us know your address. And they send it back, and then they get the video, and then they run it as an ad. Same strategy that you need to do. Maybe don't call golfers babe, but you get my point, So hitting up the boys and the ladies and go, can you send it? You just give us an honest review, what you think, and then run it as an ad. So that influences, that'll do. That is where I would be focusing your effort on for the next couple of months. But just make sure you get this fixed properly first, because even now, a lot of people are going to come to the website, get confused, leave, never come back. So everybody needs to fix their sites quick. And they also need to fix their brand message, because when you start to run your meta ads, you want to make sure that you're saying the right thing in your ads. Otherwise, your ads also don't convert. Right. So, and it just becomes super easy from here. Does that make sense? Okay. Any questions or anything? All right, cool. So we've got two things that we can help you with that Chris will chat about. So one's a DIY thing, and it's called our Shopify Store Converter Kit. Would be a game changer. Ivan's got it. Linda's got it. A few other people in the school have already got it. Other one is, we'll just help you with the site, but he'll explain how it all works. We'll do someone else now that we can talk to. So that'll be cool. I know Martina's been sitting there.
I think.
Miranda's been sitting there for a while as well. We'll do your brand. Can you hear me,
Yeah.
Miranda?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Great.
All right.
Awesome.
We just did an audit for Martina earlier today, I think. So she should be
Did you?
for a couple of days.
What's the URL?
URL is loveandhatred.com.
Loveandhatred.com. Have a look. Hang on, turn this off.
Give us a bit of a background of the business, Miranda.
Yeah, so it's actually my husband's business, who should be here with me right now, but he's not.
No worries.
He sends his regards. He had a beautiful store in Sydney for actually nearly 40 years now. He's had Love and Hatred.
Oh, wow.
And he was on the second floor of the Strand Arcade as one of Australia's designers since the 80s, and has a really fantastic following, a very loyal client base. But as it was a very analog world, like you'd walk into Love and Hatred and it would transport you into another world. In 2017, the shop lease was coming to an end. So there was a call made to just take the shop online because there was structure changes happening in Sydney. And then not long after that, COVID happened. So we were quite happy that to have an online business at that point. The transition, we weren't sure how well it would translate, just taking it away from, where people really came to have an experience in Love and Hatred in the shop. And this is probably, this is the third website I've done. I had someone help me do this. Of course, I always have someone help me. But we transitioned over to Shopify about 2 years ago. But I feel like I got really rorted by the woman who helped me do this. I asked her for quotes, and I picked the top tier quote because I wanted to get a great website.
Yeah.
And then halfway through the building of that website, and then she hit me with the last invoice, which was the total of what I had said yes to. And we weren't even halfway through. And it was really a big ouch. And I did a shoot with her. So I kind of ended up getting it to this point. And then I've just kind of gone, I don't know what to do now.
Maybe we'll first start off by saying, don't feel silly. This is we couldn't tell you how many calls a week we take with people in very similar positions. You got a great product, great brand. Honestly, 40 years is unbelievable. But the industry out there, sometimes people will sell stuff that they can't really deliver on. It happens very, very often.
You said we can't tell you, we can tell you. I reckon it's 100 people a week that go, hey, I'm onto my third website now, and I paid $5,000 and then 10 grand and then 30 grand. And what do you think, Paul? I said, yeah, it's still shit. I'm like, sorry to hear that you've been through these terrible relationships so far. I think it's just part of the journey in e-commerce. You have to kiss all the frogs before you find us princess or something, whatever it is. I speak for the other people in my team, obviously. Because you're kind of a brand like Temple. I assume you know who Temple of the Sun is as a brand, Yeah,
they're actually good. They're good friends of ours.
You're in Byron as well, I think.
Yeah. Like those, that kind of vibe. So, and there's lots of those really cool brands around that, have a hard time making websites. So, just trying to think here, where you would go with all of this. It's definitely it hasn't come together well. I don't think, not at all. Everything is tiny too. All the fonts are so little and
is there
stuff.
traffic going here at the moment, Miranda?
Yeah, look, we're getting a little bit, but not really. Like, I mean, it's
Okay.
really, and it's really slowed down. Like, I've just noticed we sort
Yeah.
of, once we transitioned over to Shopify, we actually felt like we're like, hello, is anyone there?
Mhm.
Is,
Yeah.
you know, and so, yeah,
Yeah.
and the font thing was just awful. Like, I ended up, and I feel like I've actually had a web coder kind of come in the back end and try and configure the fonts, and that's kind of, now I'm sort of relying on him to make change. And that was the whole point, to actually have a website that we could change and that we could.
Yeah. It's not a pain in the butt to use, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
How much did you pay for this, if you don't mind me asking?
Up of 20.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
Jesus.
Okay.
All right.
And
Yeah.
did it get sold to you as custom? Like they're like, oh, it's
Yeah.
custom. And
Yeah.
that's the problem in this space, you know, like I've seen that a lot, and that people get so in the weeds of having a custom website built for them, and then they're stuck. And then they're like, I've poured 20, 30, 40, 50K into the site, and I may as well keep going, you know. And my advice to people, and I've had this conversation with many people, is like, stop. Like, you're actually going down the wrong path. You know, you've just been led down this path of, you know, like trying to make this thing faster, trying to make this thing convert. You don't need to do this, you know, like you can use, like when I speak about what we do, you know, we use a theme, and then we apply all of the high converting elements to the theme, and then it converts better. And then we give you access to your site. And if you go, hey, I want to change this thing from gold to silver, and I want to make that bigger, and I want to do blah, you click a button and you do it. Like, you don't want to have to come back and go, can I have a quote to change one button, or blah, blah, blah. Because so a few questions. I mean, is this all handmade kind of stuff? The
Yeah, it's
jewelry?
all handmade in Australia.
Wow.
Actually, always has
Wow.
been, and that's one of the sort of signature elements of Love and Hatred and Giovanni's work is, he's designed everything, and all produced here in Australia.
Yeah, interesting. There's
That's
another
awesome.
guy I follow up. I think he made like Chris Hemsworth rings and stuff. Luke Lee something. Probably know the guy I'm talking about.
I
There's
do
a
know
few
Luke.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he
Yeah.
makes beautiful stuff, and the
He's-
men's jewelry is actually starting to sort of, it was something that really sort of, there's not a lot of men's jewelry around, and I'm really aware of that. And but yeah, I've really just kind of, both of us have just sort of, it sucked the life out of us. Like,
Yeah.
we really, and we really need it. This is our, this is our bread and butter,
Absolutely.
our business. This is our, and so we kind of sat down the other day and we're just like, if we could just sell this page that you're on now, like if we could just sell, even get like traction for one of these a week, and just have that as a solid follow through. I mean, it's not much to ask.
Absolutely not.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, we would love to do more, but this is where we're at. It's and it's it's definitely been a challenge.
Like, you're in the industry, so you know what people are doing. You know the numbers people are doing in this industry. Do you know what I mean? Like, you spoke about them. So if we focus a little bit on the conversion rate stuff, right? So like, you come to this page. Have you sold this product before to other people?
This one, yes.
Yeah, many of them.
Yeah, quite a few of them. I haven't got the figures probably here, but I mean, that's
so for example, like, there's no, hey, like, we've got 27 5-star reviews for this product. There's no photos of like, is this for men? This is like for men and women, I would assume, this particular product. Like, you should have like a bloody gorgeous man and woman wearing it, and because people go, oh, I want to look like them when I wear that. It's just the product photo, Other basic things, like there's the information about like shipping and so forth, so please allow 4 to 6 weeks lead time. Like, even the fact that I have to wait is fine, but you could talk from a brand messaging perspective. We could talk about, it takes us 4 to 6 weeks because we lovingly handcraft every one of these for you. Do you know what I mean? That's why it takes so long. But it's in stock, and then it's, we can ship it out to you. Other thing, like, you add the cart button, when you put your mouse over it, nothing happens. So it's going to be like, it should change to gold or something, right? Basic thing. You've got this thing, which is like a short description. That's fine. It should be up higher. You've got no other social proof. You don't have like, 3 people purchased this product this month. Because this is not excuse me, it's not a high volume. Hey, we sold 470 of these last month. It's like, it's handmade, you know what I mean? So the fact that we sold like 3 this month, people go, that's enough. Like, it's missing all of that on the homepage, you know? I put my mouse over here. There's no other image that loads up. So, you know, like, could be a photo of you wearing it, you know, and all the ladies go, geez, looks really nice on her, you know, like, I want to look like Miranda, you know, like when I wear the jewelry. We've got stuff down in here, sizing guide and stuff. So other really, really basic things would be when you have a photo of a person, again, say it was you, you know, we go, hey, this is Miranda. And is it only one size that it comes in, or is it different sizes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So for Nala, for example, we have photos of the models and we're like, hey, this is Miranda and she's a size 12C or something. And then all the ladies go, oh yeah, I'm the same size. I know what to buy. So for you, for example, you might go, hey, this Miranda, and she's like 5'11", 6 foot, blah, blah, blah. And you go, cool, it's going to look good on me. Do you know what I mean? So there's lots of little things that need to go onto this page where your audience kind of gets confused and they go, unless I'm getting a lot of yes, 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 yeses, I'm going to give you a no and not buy anything.
Yeah.
Does
And
that
that's
make sense?
one of the hard things to actually show, this sort of size. I mean, once we got all this loaded up and all the descriptions written in and tried to do our own SEO, we were just like, I mean, I would love, you know, there for to be another in situ photo on all the pieces so that, you know, we can see them on people. And that's the other thing, like not having the store now. When there was the store was full of jewelry and it made PR really easy. It made putting it onto models really easy. But now that we just make to order, we don't actually hold a lot of stock. So that also too made it a little bit slower. So I mean, I can go back and find older images and crop them and lay them in. But there's a whole, and, you know, then there's expensive, you know, producing all those. If we were to do it now and just to produce those pieces and then do the shoot, you know, with the sales that we've got at the moment, we'd just be going backwards. So it's
going backwards, yeah.
Too.
But like these guys are, you know, potentially not a competitor, but like, I mean, they sell men's rings, right? But if we go side by side comparison, like title, you go, great, you've got a title. That's hang on, we'll grab one. And your products look amazing, like super cool. My wife would love all this stuff, you know, so look out for an order from me. But you know, your product name, great. And what type of metal is it? Like, I can't see that immediately. I don't know that this is, you know, silver or it's probably in here, and without reading it all, I have to read it all, you know. And then we've got, okay, it comes in 2 different types and we can make it a size. Like, that's literally just a variant, you know. So you go, what size variant do you want to do it when you order? Then do you want it engraved internally? Like, again, that's super easy. Then you've got, you know, these things, 30-day blah blah blah, 1-year warranty, a bit of blah blah blah, you know. But it's kind of easy to see what I need to do, right? At least you put your
Can I
mouse
send you
over
an example, Paul? Can I send you a good example, actually? There's this page from the Bursa Fair.
It's harder with these ones too. Sorry, just to come with the merchants. Most likely, like with the merchants, they've had these mass produced overseas. And so what they do is they just buy, you know, have them all batched and they have them in those sizes. And then they're just like, yep, cool, we've got that there. Whereas Love and Hatred, it's actually made like, and so Gio will go through the process of, you know, he'll be like, okay, like you're looking at that ring. And sometimes people are like, oh, I actually don't like rose gold. Can I have it in yellow gold? And so he will be like, yep, let's make it in that custom. And he's got it's not a different, it's just a, I think it's there's an Australian, European and American way to do size measurements. So what's become really common now is the number thing, but that is a lot of that's for mass produced pieces where they just order them overseas. They get them in a box, they open them up. Whereas for Love and Hatred, it's, you know, it's done, I think it's actually done, it's in an alphabetic way, which is an old Australian way. And again, there is a part of Love and Hatred that has that old world process to it. So again, it's sort of, this is where I really sort of, I think we fell into the customization in a way to try and speak to some of that, but then it just failed on the website. And so, that's, I just wanted to, speak to that just on the ring side of things. Definitely.
Yeah. No, it makes tons of sense. There's like a lot of stuff that you don't need on your website. And, you know, like, definitely things like font choices and so forth need to be worked on here. Like Chris just linked to this. So this is a website we made for a client, you know, they sell very expensive products. You know, you can go there and you can buy a bloody $100,000 Hermes handbag or something. I think the reason he shared that though is, I mean, you can explain, like you can show details in a manner like this, right? So you go hardware, it can come in gold, silver, white gold, blah blah blah. You know, origin, it's handmade with love in Australia. It is, you know, availability. Like we don't need that, you know, but you can see how it still feels quite elegant and
Yeah.
classy. And there's lots more photos and, you know, any lady, I assume there's probably many ladies on the call go, if I had $720, I'd buy that maybe, you know. So you come down here, you got the price, you know, you add the cart button changes, you can add it to a wish list. I can come and pick it up, you know. I've got an authenticity guarantee. There's lots of little elements that we build and put on this website that help you convert. And these guys are doing more than 8 figures a year, monster brand, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely that's kind of missing from yours. If we go back in and we'll have a look at a couple other things. So let's just go to, maybe we jump into here. Using a weird filter option. Oh, that's actually completely broken. You already can see what's going on there. So what I should be able to do is I should be able to come through here and go, show me stuff that I can get made that is gold or silver or rose gold, and then show me stuff that is, what would I do then?
We've tried to do that in the menu, I think, and this is it. Maybe that's where it's like, if in the drop down menu of women's and men, there is a like gold, silver, but yeah, I'm not sure.
You also want to be able to filter by kind of the detail on the product. So I don't know what that shape is called, for example, but I mean, you know, search by things that have a skull on it, or search by things that have a love heart on it.
Yeah, totally. And so you're saying, you can't search, like even in the search button up the top there on the right hand side, that's
no one's going to use that. It's just like, yeah, it's too hard, you know. You want it because you want to be able to refine it. So if again, these are, you know, I know they're mass produced and blah blah blah, but I'm assuming I can come in here and I go, all right, show me all the silver stuff, and now I refine it and I go, show me the size, show me it's minimal, show me that it's got a cubic zirconia on it because it's crap cheap or whatever, you know. And I go, cool, here's what I've got now. I've got 6 choices. And then I start mousing over it and I'm like, yeah, great. I like that one. I grab that. It's in stock or it's not or whatever. Add to cart, away we go. So your collection pages don't, well, I mean, you can see that, right? It doesn't work.
Yeah.
So, and that's like Shopify, it comes with what's called search and discovery. So you can set this up yourself, right? You don't need a developer to do it. So everyone overcomplicates this. Like your friends at Temple of the Sun, you know, theirs was quite complicated. From what I remember, it's complicated. Do you know what I mean? Like you can make it heaps easier. So, definitely a lot that we can help you with. I'm just always mindful of people who have already built 3 websites, and it's, you know, I
get excited for, like, the idea of it. I'm like, and then inside I'm like, oh god, they're asking me to do another website, and then I'm like, I haven't got it in me. I don't know.
Yeah, it's very traumatic process. So, I think though, like, let's just do, you know, we'll try and bring some positivity to this. I will load up this thing so that I've been drawing on. Because I don't want to speak out of turn as well. Like I mentioned, you know, people in the industry and you know the numbers they do. And you can assume that they do those numbers via Google, SEO and Google and meta ads. And that's what they do. They send people to their website and they convert it and away they go. So you know this industry can work. Like your product in this industry can work if you do the things right. So, so for example, unfortunately, sorry, but you do have to do something about this site and just get it done properly. Finish it, nail it with all the high converting elements, you know, do that. Actually, let's make it a gold kind of color that'll look nicer. In here, website. Just quickly go back to your brand messaging strategy. You guys can't see my screen, but there's no brand messaging. Okay. You can?
Yeah.
No, just the 90, 180, 270.
Yeah. There's no brand messaging at all on the homepage. It's not like, hey, sorry, I missed your partner's name. This is Gio. He's been doing this for 40 years. You know, he's world renowned, he's Australian renowned, he's made 60,000 custom jewelry pieces. You know, we have these famous people who wear our brand, or these non-famous people. You know, we have, I don't know, like 1,000 5-star reviews at this point in time, blah, blah, blah. There's none of that on the homepage at the moment, right? So to a lot of people who don't know you guys, they'll think that like, oh, these guys buy stuff from like OI Express and chuck it on their website, and it's like, it's nothing that, you know what I mean? As opposed to if they read that story, they go, oh, wow. You know, like I spoke about, and I'm only following that Lee guy on Instagram, but he posts a little thing and I'm like, wow, I see him making it. He's in Sydney or wherever he is. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a story, and that's only visual, right?
Yeah.
But these things are easy to fix. So I would be fixing that brand messaging number 2. Then the next thing, where would we go from here? You just need to get those 2 things done, right? Get it fixed. You don't have a lot of traffic coming to the website at the moment. So, you know, which is surprising because, let me just draw one thing.
Decent authority score, didn't it?
Yeah, so SEO, right? So that would be something you have to work on, but I am curious, like what's going on there. So like you had the same SEO score as Stephen, is that his name?
Yep.
But if we go here, so you rank for your branded search term. So for anyone who doesn't know what that means, like, you know, their brand is love and hatred. So that's why they rank for it. But if we do search and we come down here, and other than that, like Cardinal Ring, for example, you know, there's 390 people a month who search for it. And you're position 24, so no one's ever going to find you. But if we go here, so that's a product page that's ranking. That is a H1 title, so that's what I would expect. You don't have a H2, which is an issue.
Okay.
Yeah, you got too many H2s. They're all wrong. So a H2 should be like this, right? Should be that thing. Why this page is not ranking though as well is because you've only got one image on the homepage, and that image, and this is a shortcut for you. I guess it does say Cardinal Ring, but there's like a super simple hack that you can do to make a product page rank more. It's like upload 9 images, right? A guy wearing it, a girl wearing it, or whatever wearing it, like, and call the image Cardinal Ring black, Cardinal Ring white, Cardinal Ring pink, small Cardinal Ring, large Cardinal Ring. It's effectively like hacking Google because it's increasing what we call keyword density in the homepage, right? So get photos that you can get done as easy, and we can use AI to do this stuff, right? But just put more photos on there. That will help with that, because you definitely want to get like this one, you know, you're on position 18. It is a bit funny that you've got so many like high volume phrases and stuff so far out. Look, it could just be a case that you're got a lot of competitors that are actually outranking you. But even if we look at this thing, keyword density, like it's easy. You don't have a lot of, I don't know. I'll have to have a look deeper into why that's the case, because, you know, I don't know why you rank for nothing, basically. Have you ever done SEO with anybody?
No, not really. Like, I mean, I thought I was doing that with the girl that I was working with at the time.
Yeah.
And that sort of fell in a heap, and we started, like, as we were doing the putting it in, that all I've done is just trying to put it in the back end of Shopify, and that's and then she was going to do the next step of it, but then it all just sort of fell over. So yeah, I haven't done anything more with that.
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, if we do a comparison, right? If you were to do this for Temple of the Sun, for example, their authority score is probably 35 or something, you know. So clearly that means they will like if you go try rank for necklace and they try out rank for necklace, clearly they're going to beat you. Usually they will. In saying that, it's not hard to get this up to 25, 26. Like you can do that pretty cost effectively. I think probably why, actually, you know what, the reason why you rank so badly for these is because people are not actually completing a transaction. So I would imagine that virtually none of your traffic, people will come through and actually click add to cart and proceed with the purchase because they're going to have questions. So if I come to you and I'm like, can you make this for me? And I'm going to spend nearly $3,000. I'm going to call and go, hey, what size am I, Miranda, and how quick can you make it?
That's a lot of how the sales do come through. Like people will just like they'll kind of click on it and then they'll email and then they say, look, I'd like to get this ring, and then the sale comes through. Yeah, just the email process. So yeah.
So what we need to do is change that process. We need somehow for people to be able to process. So they come to the website, and even if they don't order right there on the spot, they come back a day later or 2 days later or whatever, and your partner's like, hey, here's the item, go order it, and I'll add a note to your order, and they complete the transaction.
Yeah, and Google I really tried. I almost, oh my God, I think I nearly blew a synapse trying to work out how I could, and circumnavigate that process, because there was a lot of toing and froing, for Geo with the emails. So it was just like, how can I get it more simplified in that moment, so that the customer, when the information comes through to Geo, it's like, this is what they want. And I think that's why we ended up customizing it a bit, and then the customization didn't work. And but yes, I hear what you're saying. Thank you.
Yeah, so it's kind of, you want them to complete the transaction and give you some of the information. You want to make it so like your client is not someone who's got no money. Do you know what I mean? They come through and they go, yeah, great, like $2,500. I want to buy that for my wife. And it says, it's rose gold, add to cart, and then as you go through the add to cart process, even if it's crystal clear on this page, a big ugly button that says, place your order online, we will call you and you'll go through this beautiful experience. We'll talk to you on the phone for half an hour. We'll get all your details, but skip the queue, order now, we'll get you sorted. Away we go. Right? Like, I think you could do something along those lines, because you just want the transaction occurring. And because transactions are not occurring, you have what's called a high bounce rate. So people go to these, they click this, right? And they go there and they leave, and Google goes, we don't trust your site because people are not buying anything. They don't know that they're buying in the back end.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, right. I think we drew the plan. Let's just have a proper chat. I can see ways to fix this. Like, you've been around for a long time, you'll be around for a lot longer. It's just a few things to fix. So, alrighty. Is this helpful for other people too? You guys get it? Like, hopefully everyone's like, oh, I didn't realize that. So, all right, Chris. Where to from here? All right. I'll go back to my slide deck.
I think we'll wrap up. People have been very patient. Really awesome audience today, guys. We've done about 90 minutes, which is a good session. Pop the
I'll have a slide bar for this.
Yeah.
Let's go. Hang on. Where are we? Present. Share screen. We've done that. Oh, there you go. Here's all the, I'll blast through this, right? Here's all the nice things people say about us. You can read about that later. Hopefully it's been helpful. Hopefully everyone can see issues that need fixing. Two choices right now. Number one is keep doing it on your own, trying to figure it out, working with agencies that don't know what they're doing. Or number two, go the proven path. So for those of you that would just like some help, what we'll get you to do, Chris will just drop a link in the chat section. So we'll get on a call one-to-one with you guys. We'll have a chat. No high pressure tactics, no blah, blah, blah. We'll go, hey, these are the things you should be doing, and we can help you do them. We can work out a plan to help you guys fix whatever you need to fix here. So all you need to do is grab a time there. If there's no times available on that call that Chris has dropped, just message him as well, and he'll kind of help you guys get sorted. But usually at this point, I would talk about all the kind of cool things that we do, but I think everybody on this call is kind of at a different level, if I'm being honest. So most of you have website problems. Most of you have brand strategy problems. So probably just good just to have a couple of chats with you guys directly about what we do, how we can help you, and kind of go from there. But I guess, what else do I want to say here before I run out of words?
That's probably it, honestly. Look, I dropped the link in the chat there. Book any time that works. We'll be chatting quickly just to learn a bit more about the business. And then the way the call's going to look from there, guys, is we're just going to go straight into, this is going to be what the next 3 months look like for you from a strategic point, depending on what your goal is. And we'll just be very clear on this is how we can help you to reach that if you're looking to get help with it. And then we kind of just go from there. So If you like what we did today, that call's going to be a little bit more in depth, and some of you didn't get a chance to do it anyway. So you'll get the chance to do that as well with myself and Paul. So links there. If you're not in the Facebook group, Shopify Australia, jump in there too. See some of the cool things we do, some of the nice things people say. And I think actually a couple of people on the call today working with us already, they could probably say some nice things too if you ask them. But otherwise, guys, I mean, that's all I really got, Paul. But
yeah, no, all good. Yeah, again, like thanks for hanging out with us for the hour and a half. Sorry that I went on for a bit, but hope you guys got some good value and look forward to helping you guys, build you're already great businesses. Let's just get them going better and, put you on the right path. So, alrighty, cool.
Beautiful.
All right. On that note, guys, enjoy
Happy
the rest
guys.
of your evenings and I'll chat to you all soon.
Thank you so
See
much.
yous.
Sarah.
See you guys.
You're welcome. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.